Staying quiet to keep the peace can be a good thing. But if the peace has already been disturbed, staying quiet won't make anything better. Summon your courage and speak up when you feel the need to. Do Zentamata. Hey sis, I've been in your shoes. I've wondered how to step outside of my comfort zone and live the bold and fulfilled life that I wanted and now know that I too deserve. I know what it feels like to struggle as a single mom, to struggle with lack of money, to struggle with lack of resources, lack of self-esteem, and all the crazy shit life throws at you sometimes. I have felt powerless, unfulfilled, unattractive, unsupported, and unwanted for years before I had my breakthrough. There's an answer for you too. You can live boldly, have the life that you desire, break generational curses, and overcome trauma from your past. Welcome to the Wellness Homegirl Podcast. This is the mega center for all things wellness, where I will give you all of the tools, tips, tricks, and hacks to help you master your limiting beliefs and take your life to the next level based on the 7 pillars of wellness. Every week, I will bring you advice, inspiring conversations, the conversations no one wants to talk about, the things you weren't taught growing up, and expert insight from industry leaders on various topics. Sis, it is time to stop just living and making it through the day-to-day motions. It is time to be well.
The Wellness Homegirl, yeah. The Wellness Homegirl, yeah. The Wellness Homegirl, yeah. It's time to just stop living, it's time to be well. The Wellness Homegirl, yeah. The Wellness Homegirl, yeah. The Wellness Homegirl, yeah. It's time to just stop living, it's time to be well. Wellness, yeah. Wellness, yeah. Wellness, yeah. Wellness, yeah. Wellness, yeah. Wellness, yeah. The Wellness Homegirl. Wellness, yeah. Wellness, yeah. Wellness, yeah. Wellness, yeah. Wellness, yeah. Wellness, yeah. Wellness Homegirl. Welcome to the Wellness Homegirl Podcast with Whitney Nicole. Want the real honest truth about taking your life to the next level? Well, you're in the right place. It's time for us to stop just living. It's time for us to be well. The Wellness Homegirl.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Wellness Homegirl Podcast. I'm so glad y'all joined me today. I'm glad y'all join me every day. But today we are talking about speaking up, saying something. Let's talk, have some conversations. In 2018, I had a miscarriage. I was almost 20 weeks, so I thought I was kind of out of the quote-unquote danger zone. And I was having a little girl. We were going to name her Callie Rose. And because we found out we were pregnant on our way to California that year. And so we were super excited and nervous at the same time. But we both have boys, myself and Daniel. So we were excited about having a little girl. So when I had my miscarriage in 2018, we were devastated. We were big tears, crying, God, why? We were devastated. And I'm telling this story because I had posted online that I was pregnant and that we were expecting. And then literally 2 weeks later, now I'm having to post again, not having to, but now I'm posting again about our miscarriage story. So many people just came out of the woodwork I'm so sorry this happened to you. This has happened to me so many times. A lady that I work with told me she had 4 or 5 miscarriages before she had a full-term pregnancy. She went on to have 3 kids, but she had 4 or 5 miscarriages first. Family members, people I love and know and hang out with told me about their miscarriages. And I never knew because we don't talk about these things. We don't talk about the emotion that comes with it, how to get past it. How did you work through it? We don't talk. People, that I consider friends, I never knew that they had been in this same situation. Because I felt like a failure as a woman. Like, I can't bring this pregnancy to term. Was it, something that I had done wrong? Like, it was weighing heavy on me at the time. But then so many people said something about their own experiences that really helped me get through that particular time. We all go through a lot of the same things, and we can learn so much from each other, but we don't speak up. And we need to get rid of that old mentality that we just sweep stuff under the rug, get rid of that what happens in my house stays in my house mentality, because we need to talk to each other to help each other go through things, to help each other not go through some certain things, and to expose some feelings, some wrongdoings, being treated wrong. Like, some of these things we're just passing on because we don't know any better. We don't want to talk about it. Like molestation, abusive relationships. We're often embarrassed that, we've been in an abusive relationship, or that we have been raped, or whatever it may be. But if we talk to our children, just think about it. If we talk to our children about abusive relationships, just as an example, we can teach them what to look out for. To look for the person who is controlling. Look for someone who tries to, just get you all to themselves. They want you to move all the way across the country with no one. Someone who just has a crazy temper out of nowhere. We can teach them the signs to look for so that they don't have to go through what we went through. Talking about your situation, your testimony can help someone else, someone you love, and it can help you in your healing. Like, talking is such a great way to heal. Sometimes we just keep stuff stored in our head, and you do not understand how much just speaking it can be a relief. Talking about it. Addiction is something else we need to talk about. That's something that can be familial. Like, it can be passed down from generation to generation. I believe sometimes it can be genetic. But, I don't have any scientific proof. But addiction, we need to talk about those things. What to look for. If you do have addiction, what are some ways to get over it, to get past it? Having sex at an early age, what did it do to you? We need to speak up and speak out about these things that have hurt us, that have caused us to go through losses, that have caused us to be in dark places, that we need to talk about all of these things because we can be a blessing to the next person. My sister said something the other day, my sister Kula, she said, like, this is why we're so messed up. Like, we're so messed up because we don't talk about these things, and that's not going to happen on my watch. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be out there. I'm going to tell everybody about what's going on and about these situations, and I'm not going to be embarrassed by it. I don't care how somebody looks at me about it. We need to talk about it. So, some things that you can do, like within your own family, within your friend circles, like, it got me thinking, like, what can we do to be able to freely speak up, to openly speak up about these things that are causing turmoil in our families and in our communities. One thing we can do is definitely seek counseling if something tragic is going on in your life. Your family, your children, go to family counseling. Find a good counselor. You can go to psychologytoday.com and you can find local counselors or therapists in your area that you feel like that you'll connect with better. So if you want a Black male therapist for your son, you can type that in. If you want a therapist, a gay male therapist. You can type that in, like the depression specialist, or, someone who specializes in molestation or something like that. You can type all of that in. And again, that's psychologytoday.com. And you can find someone who is qualified or who you feel like you will connect with, interview them, and get some help, get some therapy. There's nothing wrong with getting some therapy. We probably all need to go just on GP because of the last couple years. We just need to go. I'm just saying. Find a life coach that is they don't even have to be in your area. That's the good thing about Life Coach, and it being 2021, you can get a coach for anything you want to work on. And you can do that online, through a phone call, through Zoom. So find someone that's qualified and that you resonate with. Have family meetings and let them be open and honest. Let your kids really talk to you. I think something that we now do, because our parents did, is you can't talk to me about anything. But would you rather your kids talk to you about certain things, or talk to their friends about certain things, or learn it from TV or movies or whatever? Have family meetings. Everybody bring your concerns to the table, and we're going to have a come to Jesus meeting, and we're going to talk about this. And this is why this is right, and this is why this is wrong, and this is why this is happening. This is why you're in trouble for this. We have this, again, it was passed down from previous generations. I don't have to explain anything to you, but we want things explained to us. Now, sometimes, no, everything doesn't deserve an explanation, but sometimes cause and effect. You need to know cause and effect for it to be effective, for whatever the punishment or whatever it is. I am doing this because you did X, Y, Z, and I told you to do QRS. So now this is the consequence. Sorry, y'all. But have family group chats. Kids these days, it's 2021. They may not feel comfortable just texting or just talking in a family meeting. Have family group chats. And I got this from my sister Kula as well, where I can text you something, or I have a cousin group chat where they can talk to their older cousins about things. Family talk notebooks. I got this from my sister Kula too. If you have a concern or something, write it down in a book, and then I can write my reply to you. So we're communicating without having to talk. Sometimes talking to your parents can be a little intimidating. Y'all know how it is. Certain stuff you wasn't going to talk to your mama about. So that, I feel like that was a great idea. Family talk notebooks. Have safe words or phrases. I got this from a couple on TikTok. Their kids have a safe phrase, so they can come up to them and be like, pineapples. Y'all know Kevin Hart. Anyways, pineapples. Mom, I had a dream that I had sex with somebody. My friend actually told me her daughter told her that one time, and her husband was like, that's disrespectful, and da-da-da-da-da. And she's like, no, I'd rather her come and talk to me about it, feel comfortable about it, so then I can ask questions. Well, have you been thinking about having sex? What did you think of the dream? How did you feel when you woke up? So now I can probe, and I know what I need to do next as a parent to keep my daughter safe. So have a safe word or a phrase that your kids can come talk to you about how they feel without feeling like they're being judged or being disrespectful, or that they'll get in trouble. Now, because I know somebody's going to say, no, my kids can't come talk to me about anything or talk to me any kind of way. No, they still need to approach you with respect. Period. They shouldn't be able to just come up to you and be like, yeah, I'm effing so and so. No, ma'am, no, Sam, no, Pam, because then I'm going to pop you in your mouth. So they still need to know that you still need to approach me respectfully. I'm still not your friend, but you can approach me about anything and we can talk about it and work through whatever it is. And then talk to your mom friends. I guarantee you your mom friends are going through the same things you are going through with your kids. All these kids do the same stuff. Just like we did back in the day. Talk to your mom friends. Girl, how did you handle kids coming home late? or kids not coming home at all, or whatever the case may be. But we just have to talk about things, especially things that are detrimental to our families. Like I said, like molestation, abusive relationships. We just keep sweeping those things under the rug, and we are giving power to the predators by doing that, because we just keep letting these things occur over and over and over. And a lot of times our grandmas and our aunts and whoever didn't want people to look at their family crazy. They didn't want to look, their family to be looked at as nasty or troublesome. They didn't want to fall out with their friends or want the pastor to look at them a certain kind of way. So we kind of just moved along and never got help for our children, or never got help. Our aunts and uncles and moms, and they never got help for these issues. So now we just continue to pass these things along. And then so speak up. Like, we need to talk about these things in our communities, in our families. Listen, if Uncle Bob is a child molester, Aunt Susie needs to know, so Aunt Susie's kid don't be having her kids all over at Uncle Bob's house. Like, period. I wouldn't feel right knowing that I didn't say anything and Aunt Susie got Uncle Bob watching her kids every day. Like, no, we have to stop that. We can't just hold these things in because it's detrimental to other people, y'all. Like, we are all put here to serve people. I truly believe that we serve people in different manners, but the protection and the greater good for the next generation is all of our responsibilities. Y'all know that cliche, it takes a village. It absolutely does. And it takes for us to communicate. Communication is so key in every single relationship. Our families, with our spouses, with our children, with our parents. Every single relationship you have is based off of communication. And if we're not communicating well, we are doing a disservice to one another. So talk to your kids, your friends, your family about things that have happened to you, things that have happened to maybe your children, things that have happened to aunts and uncles, things that the next person can benefit and learn from and grow from, and learn maybe what not to do or learn who not to be around, because it's important. It is so, so, so important. And I truly, truly, truly look up to my sister Kula, because she is so anti-sweeping stuff under the rug, and I absolutely love it. She's like, no ma'am, no Sam, no Pam. This is why we're messed up. This is why we are in the situations that we are in. This is why we are stuck, why we're not growing, is because we just sweep stuff under the rug. And and she is such an open book, and I absolutely love it. She is definitely one of my mentors, and she just tells it like it is. She will tell you her story, like real, raw truth. This is what happened to me. And she talks to her kids about these things too, so that they can know what to look for, so that they know how to handle the world. And that's one of the things I say all the time is teach your kids who they are, who they aren't, so that the world cannot tell them otherwise. As the world will have your kids thinking, because you probably thought something else about yourself at one time too. The world will have you thinking all kind of crazy stuff about yourself. That you were in the wrong because you wore some little shorts, and so that's why you were raped. No ma'am, no Sam, and no Pam. That is wrong. We are wrong for not putting our family members in jail for molesting children. We are wrong for not talking about things that are detrimental to our community. We are wrong for not teaching the next generation what to look for in relationships. We are wrong for not teaching them about drugs and sex and addiction and money. We have to stop those things and teach our kids to be better. Teach them how to live the lives that they truly want and truly deserve. But that starts with speaking up and talking and communication. So that's all I have for y'all today. Another short little episode. But I do want to read this comment I got from one of my friends on my podcast. Oh no, she texted me. It was in a text message. Shout out to Lynn. She texted me. She said, okay, so look, I just want to share with you that your podcast has hit home with me so much. You have reminded me of some lessons that you helped me learn. You have made me think about my actions and lack thereof. I just want to thank you for this. I feel like I still have you teaching me through my life trials and tribulations. Just so you know, so far, number 4 and 7 really hit home. I re-listened to those. I love you dearly. And Lynn, I love you too. You are one of my mentors. I feel like you've pushed me to just get outside my comfort zone and to do some amazing things. And I love you, love you, love you. And thank you for your feedback. And that's all I have for you guys today. And I love y'all. Peace. As always, y'all, I would love to hear from you. If you want to hear about a certain topic, if you want to hear from certain experts in certain areas, shoot me a DM or a text. You can feel free to text me at 817-937-8322 or shoot me an email overallwellness123@gmail.com or shoot me a DM. Y'all can get in my DMs. It's okay. And my Instagram handle is _wellness_homegirl. And you will see me on there, Whitney Nicole. So shoot me a DM, shoot me an email, or shoot me a text. I would love to hear from you. What have I said or information I've given that's really clicked with you, that's really yes, I needed that, sis? Or what information do you want to hear? Like I said, I love to hear from you. This is all for all of us to make us all better and get the lives that we want. So reach out to me.
Well, that concludes this episode of the Wellness Homegirl Podcast with Whitney Nicole. Make sure you share the podcast to your stories